Okay, I'm back. It's now about 10 minutes till 10, and the other video isn't even, I don't think it's loaded yet. It might be, but I don't know. And the Wi-Fi was acting up, so we had to have Jordan to reset the modem. But anyway, this is Gloria Harlow, and welcome to my channel. You're always welcome to my channel. And this one is um, the another video concerning my first love, Roy. And I was talking on the last one about Bob Harrell. And just like most people, I mean, he was a good friend. I mean, unless he got too much to drink. You know, he had too much to drink, and then that's when he would turn into a completely different person. And many, many times, him and Steve would get into it. I mean, we'd go to the VFW in Sullivan. We'd go over there, and and Bob and I would sing, and had some good time. Well, the worldly person would put it, worldly wise, good times. I thought, but most of the time it didn't end up very good. I mean, but anyway, that's what I was talking about. And the day that he brought me over there, he took me over there, and I wanted to say something else too. Back then was after I had my breakdown, after I had lost my twins. I mean, when when I'd been in the hospital all those times, and then one time, my mother called you, Roy, and told you I was in the hospital, and asked if you would come to see me, and you said that you would try to. Well, of course you didn't. See, I didn't comprehend a lot of things during that period of time because of my hormones. I lost my twins, and I was 3 months pregnant, and I lost my twins. And that was the sad part, because I had to have an emergency hysterectomy, which threw me into early menopause. I mean, so at 29 years old. I mean, so my hormones were just kind of going up and down like this. Well, I knew that you were married. I realized all that. I mean, but, well, to make a long story short on this one subject, um, I guess evidently I kept calling over there, and finally your wife threatened to call the sheriff and file charges against me if I didn't leave her husband alone. I mean, so, you know, Steve knew all about all that. He knew about Bob taking me over to Charles to Sullivan that day. He said, if you feel that you need to talk to him, then go, then go, and like I said, I think back to so much. I wanted to apologize again for, I didn't mean to try to cause you any problems. My mind, I just wasn't thinking straight. I wasn't thinking straight. Oh, we've got severe, that's just my weather alert on my phone saying we've got severe weather, Weather Channel, severe weather for tomorrow. But anyway, I wasn't thinking clearly during that period of time. They tried me on all different kinds of medicines. I went on hormones for a while. I couldn't take the hormones either, and my nerves were just shot. And I realized I couldn't have any more children after all that happened. And anyway, I'll speed up a little bit. I did tape a cassette tape to both you and Joanne. I want to say 97 or 98. I don't know if you even knew about the tape. I don't know whether she threw it out if you were working. Whether she told you about it, I don't even know that. I was telling you all about what I had went through up until that point. That was in 98. I want to say I think it was 1998 when I sent that recorded tape over there to you. And but I didn't bother you anymore. I didn't bother you anymore after that until your wife passed away. That's when I sent you the sympathy cards, and I wrote you a couple of letters and just I said I was gonna start writing to you, and you know, just tell you certain things, you know, try to take you back down memory lane, kinda, you know, and all that. But see, that was the wrong thing to do because you had just lost your wife. You had just lost your wife, and I knew that you were grieving, and I shouldn't have never sent them letters. I shouldn't have never done that, and I'm sorry. And the last 2 cards I sent, it was a birthday card and a Christmas card. Well, you didn't care anything about all that. You were dealing with your grief from losing your wife. I mean, so, and when you sent the cards back, well, then I stopped until I read where you lost Patrick. I was very saddened for you, very, very saddened. And like I told Madonna, you know, I wanted to send a sympathy card. Well, she said, you could have. I said, well, I didn't want to make him angry. And then I figured after a couple months or so after that, maybe if I sent you a postcard, you know, telling you about my videos to Jesus and for Jesus and everything, and convey my condolences to you that way, that you would read it at least. I mean, and then I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks ago, then I wrote you that 8-page letter, and but anyway, just a lot of things, you know. I told you about your friend, I won't say the last name, but Doug. I told you about that in one of the letters, about him chasing after me, and I told him time and time again that I wasn't interested, you know, and he had told me that he had talked to you, and I said, what would you think about me trying to date Gloria? And you supposedly had told him, go for it. You know, if you think she'll go out with you, go for it. Well, it didn't work because, anyway, he kept coming around. Well, during that period of time, that's after I got with Steve then. And then the last time that Doug came to the house, Steve was there. He said, well, I'm sorry. He said, but Gloria and I are together now. We're together now. And I tried to tell him I wasn't interested, you know. And see, he knew the man I had married, that older man, Richard. He knew him, and he even told me, you know, he said, Gloria, how in the world did you get mixed up with him? And he was nice. Doug was nice. I mean, but I remembered him from the skating rink and him being a big flirt and all that kind of stuff. I was not interested in him. I also knew that he was one of your friends. Oh, and that reminds me of something else real quick. Bob Humphrey. You remember Bob Humphrey, your friend Bob? He lives in Arcola now, and he's gotten remarried. He lives in Arcola, and he's been trying to get a hold of you. And I told Nancy I was not going to give out. I couldn't give out your address. I didn't know your phone number because Madonna said you had a cell phone, so I didn't give out your. I mean, you know, I said I wasn't going to give out your address. Well, anyway, Nancy found it online. I mean, so on the internet, and she told me that she had wrote you a letter. I don't know if she told you about Bob in the letter or not. I don't know. I said, you didn't mention anything about me in there, did you? She said, no, only that you would know her by being my friend, and her last name is Brown now, Nancy Brown. You know, I mean, so I wanted to try to throw in everything in that I could think of to say on this video. But Bob, he said he lost track of you years ago, and he has been wanting to get in touch with you. Maybe he has by now, I don't know. Maybe he has. But he asked her how I was doing, and she told him some things, you know. And, of course, he brought up Trudy. He brought up Trudy, too, you know. He sure thought a lot of Trudy. He sure did think a lot of Trudy, you know, and stuff. He was crazy. Bob, he was crazy, though. He was. Oh, my. But anyway, I was going to talk about other things, too. I don't know what else to say. We're up to 9 minutes and 41 seconds. But I don't know what his wife's name is. It's under him and his wife both, I think. There's 2 or 3 Bob Humphreys. He lives in Humboldt. No, I mean Arcola. Yeah, Arcola. And there's a couple of Humphreys, Bob Humphrey, in the phone book. but I don't know. And Nancy was going to get his phone number, and I don't know if she ever did or not. And of course, he is married. She said she's married too, so she said I can't do too much because he is a married man and I'm a married woman. I mean too, so and but yeah, I want to tell you that that he lives in Arcola, and maybe he has contacted you maybe by now. Maybe you've seen him, maybe. And that would be good to get together with one of your old friends and visit with him. That might do you some good, And Trudy's not doing too good. She said she has COPD. She has to use oxygen at night. She does still smoke. She sure has changed. Her picture on the internet, on the YouTube thing. Of course, I haven't seen Trudy. I haven't seen her probably for over 40 years. I take that back. I saw her one night up at CJ's. It used to be Gino's. I saw her one time up there after her mom and dad bought Gino's. And then they renamed it to CJ's. And I went up there a couple of times. Me and a couple of people went up there. And I saw her then, but that was back... Excuse me. That was back in the 90s. It was back in the 90s. And I had my 40th birthday party up there at CJ's. Yeah, see, I thought I was having a good time, and I did. I guess you could say I kind of did in a way. But anyway, there was other things I wanted to say, but the time's ticking away. It's ticking, and but I think I got most of it in. And again, I hope that you will contact me, write me a letter, call, and I will be saying more things. And like I said, these videos are not done to make you angry. They're done to get some things said. My throat's getting dry again. But it's to get things said, and like Nancy said, she said, I know he loved you. I said, well, yeah, I know he did too. I know he did. And I know, again, that's all in the past. I know that. But, and stuff. So, well, being that we're up to 12 minutes and almost 40 seconds, I think I'll go ahead and close this out for the night. All right? So may God bless you. May He richly, richly bless you. I hope that you're doing better, and I hope that you're watching my videos. I hope that you, if you are, I hope that you've been able to laugh a little bit and maybe shed a few tears, maybe. I know we both shed tears over the years, I'm sure, but yeah, where I made my mistake was marrying that other man. Cindy introduced him to me, and it just, I don't know, like I said, my dad was sick at that time. See, he helped us take care of my dad at home there for a while. He was very good. He was good when he wasn't drinking. I said, now you can come over. That's when we lived over here on 10th Street. I said, you can come over if you're not drinking, if you're sober. And he was sober. He helped us with my dad. And I thought he was a pretty nice man, I thought he was a good man. But when he'd get to drinking, same old story, But anyway, getting back to Doug, I didn't mean to hurt him. Because he was being nice, and but what I didn't like though was what he said, that you said, well, if you think she'll go out with you, then go for it, I couldn't picture you saying that, knowing the way that you told me the way that he was back then, but I don't know. Again, I don't know. So, alrighty, well, we're up to 14 minutes and almost 25 seconds. So I better go for now, and it's 10 o'clock right now, so, alrighty, well, again, God bless you, and, yeah, I hope that you are watching my videos. That's wonderful. If you're watching them, great, great. And I hope maybe to get a letter from you. Madonna thought we ought to talk, meet and talk. I said, well, I wanted your phone number so bad, your cell phone number. Oh, it's almost 15 minutes. But, of course, she couldn't give it to me, of course, so... Alrighty, I've got to go. Okay, I got to go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.